Hi! If you clicked on this video because you're an artist or a creative and you're in a funk, I'm about to share some things that may make it better. Hello everyone, my name is LeahNobel. Welcome back to my channel. I am a singer-songwriter. I have been in the music industry for 11-ish years. That feels like a long time. I have had some success and also some non-success. I don't like to say the word failure. What I do know is that being in a creative industry is really, really hard on your mental health. I think creative industries are hard on your mental health and well-being for a lot of reasons, but I'm not gonna go into all of those today because that's not really what the video is about. Today's video is about mental health tips for creatives, 5 tips for a healthier brain and more inner peace. Let's get into it. Tip number 1, allow yourself to have mope days. What is a mope day, you ask? Mope days are when you just allow yourself a day to really feel all those negative emotions that you may have been kind of squashing down. I think something that creatives deal with a lot, or at least something that I've dealt with a lot, is disappointment. The more I try to talk myself out of being disappointed or rationalize or reason with it, kind of the more intense those feelings become. I've also gone through seasons of my life where I really tried to numb disappointment because it's a yucky feeling and I don't want to feel it. And I learned that when you numb disappointment, you also numb other emotions. I kind of feel like you can't selectively numb emotions. So when I numb disappointment, I also numb excitement and satisfaction, and that's not good because those are things that I want to feel. Mope days are when you just allow yourself to feel bad. I know not everyone has the luxury of taking a day off, but if you can take a day off, I highly recommend it. You can take a day off and you can lay in bed and you can cry, or you can lay in bed and you can eat. You can lay in bed and you can eat and you can cry. You can lay in bed and watch a movie. You don't even have to lay in bed. You can call your mom, you can call a friend, you can open a journal and just verbally vomit everything that you need to get out or want to feel. You can smash things responsibly. You can burn things responsibly. My point is, really allow yourself to feel whatever is coming with your experience. What happens when you give yourself a mope day is that the next day you wake up and you might still feel some of those feelings, but they are no longer the loudest voice in the room. They're more like a background hum, and you can move on. Tip number 2, success is like an iceberg. This one's good. I believe that this term was coined by a writer and visual artist named Mari Andrew. I'm pretty sure she's like the OG creator of this thought, so I want to make sure to give her credit. But Mari Andrew has this art piece where she shows an iceberg, and the tip that is peeking out of the water has an arrow pointing to it, and it says, a seemingly spontaneous moment of success. And underneath it is all these things that that person experienced before having that moment. And why I think it's so important to be cognizant of that is that most people's journey to success is very complicated, and the road is often really long and winding with a lot of detours. And social media especially, I think this existed before social media, but has a way of making us think that people's lives are easy because people are mostly posting positive things and moments of success and the highlight reel mentality. And there's so much that we don't see, and it's so important to remember that, on that winding road to success, there's tons of rejection. No one's immune to that. A lot of disappointment, a lot of self-consciousness, fear. Speaking specifically about the music industry, there's conflict between musicians and their managers and vice versa, and team members, and you're dealing with personalities in your band. There's just a lot of mess. There's a lot of mess, and we forget that, and we look at our own career paths and lives and think that somehow because we've experienced those things that we're unique, and we're not. I mean, you gotta be that like 0.1% if you are a creative who hasn't experienced that. It's really important to remember when you are feeling a lot of imposter syndrome and you're comparing yourself to other people's careers, that you really just have no clue what that person has been through to get to where they are. Tip number 3, remember what your why is. This is so important when you are in a dark place creatively, and also when you're in a good place where opportunities are flowing. When you're in a dark place and you're feeling really stuck and you're frustrated and maybe you're broke and you've been rejected a lot, it's easy to forget why you even started in the first place and why you fell in love with whatever it is that you do. To do kind of a meditation or a journaling exercise on why you love whatever kind of art you make is a good reminder, and I promise that you'll feel refreshed after that. Also, so remembering your why is good when things are going well too, because often when things are going well, opportunities can be coming at you really fast. It's easy to just say yes to everything. When things are being offered to you, it's really tempting to kind of like go off your path because things look shiny and it feels good for your ego and it feels good to be wanted. But remembering your why in those moments, what's important to you in your career, why you love the things that you love, will help you stay on track in the moments of opportunity and choose opportunities and options and gifts that are actually something that you want and you feel like are gonna lead you somewhere good. On to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is writer's block belongs, just like every other emotion that you have when you are creating. I think one of the most common questions that I get from people is, what do I do to remedy writer's block, or what do I do when I have writer's block? And the answer is nothing. I do nothing. I just try to accept it like any other emotion, which often just kind of passes through like weather. There's the shaking the snow globe mentality, like when you're feeling things like anxiety or writer's block. When you shake a snow globe, if you're trying to get the snow to settle, you can't shake it some more. There's no way you can fix it. You just have to set it down and let it settle on its own. And that's the same for writer's block. I feel like feeling writer's block is totally normal. And you could also spin it and just say like creator's block. It doesn't have to be writing. If you have the privilege to not be on some sort of pressing, anxiety-inducing deadline, to just step away from your work and give it some space and return to it when you feel like that cloud has passed, that is the thing that I would recommend the most. But I understand that that's a privilege and a luxury, and sometimes you're on a really harsh deadline or you're in collaboration with other people and they're counting on you to pull your weight. I think in those circumstances, you have to look at your stepping away in a more micro level. So if you can't take a couple days off, you can take 20 minutes and you can go for a walk. You can also be honest with the people that you're collaborating with. I think that helps. You can just be like, hey, I'm feeling blocked, I'm feeling stuck right now, and what I need to do is take a moment away. And I feel like most people understand that. I think you'd be surprised when you're honest with people about what you're feeling, how accommodating they are. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 involves maybe my favorite word ever, which is called Pranoya. And the definition of Pranoya is the belief that the world or the universe or God or whatever you believe in is conspiring in your favor, is secretly conspiring in your favor. And this idea is the opposite of paranoia. Whether you are a spiritual person, a religious person, or not, this is just a very pleasant, joy-filled mentality to have. It's the idea that when you don't get the things that you want, when you're critiqued and rejected, when the rug gets pulled out beneath your feet, when your expectations aren't met, that's happening for a reason, that for some reason there's something better for you. And the universe is redirecting you towards a better opportunity or something that is gonna be better for your mental health and your life in the long run. There are so many times I've been really disappointed and heartbroken by things to later look back at the things that occurred after that and thought, man, I'm really glad that that thing I thought I really wanted didn't happen, because this other thing happened and that was better. I know that that can feel kind of silly, but it's kind of what I said before. It's just a choice. It's just a choice to see things a different way. And I feel like it has brought a lot of peace and lightness to my creative journey. I hope these tips helped. Just know if you're an artist and you're going through it, what you're experiencing is normal and you're totally not alone. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!